year is 1796, and Napoleon is about to launch his most successful campaign ever, the invasion of Italy. But he is heavily outnumbered and low on manpower. All the while, Allied nations scramble to drive him out. The only outcome? Total war. But this isn't just any old campaign, because instead of playing against a dumb AI, Napoleon is being commanded by Dan the Mantis, who has 6,000 hours in game. Every single decision is going to matter, every move, every battle, and there can only be one winner.
I'm gonna hammer you in the next battle.
This is kind of a big deal, this battle, I've just realised, isn't it?
You're evil. I cannot believe you did that. You have a howitzer? Oh no!
Yes.
Don't you dare.
His one big advantage is now basically gone.
So, how come in turn 3, an Austrian army is on the walls of Turin, ready to assault? Well, I have managed to form an army and march it down in the hopes of distracting or destroying some of Dan's smaller forces or infrastructure. However, luck had been drastically on my side, with Dan misplacing my army completely and moving north. This had led to me being able to attack the now French town of Turin, which is especially bad for Dan. If I take the city, not only will I cut off his lines of retreat, but also all of the investments in infrastructure and the 10 units of militia he recruited last turn will all be lost. Dan, not knowing that I would be attacking so soon, has left a small garrison just to keep the population happy. Further north, Napoleon has split his army, with himself attacking Novara and leaving another marshal to presumably go north. He is too far away to help. Turin's garrison is on its own. As you can probably tell from the army compositions, the second battle of Turin is not going to be an epic battle. It's more about how many casualties Dan can inflict before he loses, but with just one unit of professional infantry, there isn't much chance of even doing that.
Is that your main army?
No, I won't tell you anything.
That's your main army.
I won't tell you anything.
No, I'm telling you, this is your main army.
It is it? That's interesting.
Yeah. Are you sure this is mine?
No, this is definitely not your main army now.
Okay, well, you're correct. See if you'd waited one turn, I had almost 10 units of militia coming out here.
How's that possible? Because you can only recruit one unit at a time.
Is there by any chance like a circle and then an X? That means 0 turn recruitment.
In all my years of Napoleon Total War, I had not realised that the red X next to a unit meant that it would take 0 turns to be recruited. With cash flowing in from all corners of the Austrian-Italian Empire, I started the Great Militia recruitment drive. Well, thanks for letting me know that I can recruit those militia units.
Yeah, you're welcome. It's because I'm like a nice person.
Yeah.
Compared to like, you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's rough. Oh, no. You're terrible. You're a terrible person. It's a bold move. I've noticed that a lot of people seem to be quite unhappy that you're in their land.
Yeah, it's because I looted it.
Oh, that's filthy.
Oh dear.
And now you're just gonna leave?
Yeah, I don't care about it. I'm hoping it rebels, and then you have to fight another Siberian army.
I don't even think of that.
Yeah, so I was like, The more I can weaken you though, the better at this point. Alright. Before Dan could start his turn, however, the AI decided to pitch in. Dan's luck had failed him yet again, because even though this battle was easily winnable for him, it shows me roughly where Napoleon is likely to be, as before this battle I still had yet to sight his main army.
This artillery sucks. What the hell? Come on guys, you're supposed to be artillery. That was like Napoleon's thing. Yeah, you haven't killed a single man. Oh no, hang on. You've killed a few now.
Our men are running, sir.
Oh, that lasted a long time. Anyway.
Good battle. my farm experience.
Oh no, I hear them coming.
Let's get a view of that.
Oh.
Oh.
50 experience gain.
Yeah, that's why we don't auto-resolve.
Seeing that Turin had been left unguarded, Dan turns back with half his army, ready to re-secure his supply lines. However, it was turning out to just not be his day.
Oh my god!
Oh, it hasn't dragged me in, has it?
Yeah, it has.
Oh.
Yeah, well, these guys are gonna die next turn, aren't they?
Dan's bold move to retake Turin in one turn had failed because he had not anticipated the reinforcement range of my army. It was a close run thing though. To be honest, I didn't think I was in range either. Dan only has two options left: retreat Napoleon back towards Turin or take Novara. And Dan chooses to fight. Even if he had retreated, he would probably not have been in range to support his second army, but again, it would have been a close run thing.
The funniest part is Napoleon doesn't even have a big army.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, Army of Italy was actually really bad when he arrived, so it's kind of represent that, I think. But still,
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's tiny compared to what he actually had. Yeah, no, that's fine. See, look, not even a single casualty there. Not even one. Whoa, wow, killed one. Where is he? Poor guy. Let's see how many you do. In the forest, by the way. In the forest, by the way. They're worthless. It's almost like they're just a meat shield, sort of only good for that. And even then, you could argue that because they rout and cause a morale penalty to other units, actually they're worse than having them there.
Unfortunately, you're not far off. 2 kills!
You lost more to friendly fire than you did to the militia.
I still can't believe you marched all that way just to fight it. You're evil. I cannot believe you did that.
Well, it wasn't a totally bad strategy, I don't think, but you know.
No, it wasn't a bad strategy. That's the problem.
Well, I've got a good idea. Since you're all cozy in and this is maybe the first time we might actually have a proper battle.
Are you declaring war on someone?
No, you.
I don't know who you're attacking. Because I don't have a proper army anywhere. I'm not gonna army with more than 5
You
men.
have Napoleon, don't you? Sitting nice and pretty in, what's it called? Novara?
Oh, are you gonna do a siege battle against Napoleon?
Yeah, I've got quite a large army.
No. We're good, thanks. No.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I don't think you have to do that, to
You
be
know
honest.
what? You know, I do hear what you're saying. But, oh, sorry.
Oh my god.
Whilst Turin was being retaken, I had not been idle. By combining all my regular troops, militia, and a few secret specialised units, I had formed a massive army in Milan. And after Dan didn't retreat from Novara, I knew that Napoleon and his army was finally within my reach. Did you not know how many men I had?
Okay, well you only have 3 light infantry units though.
I know, but there's lots of militia. But we'll just see how
Yeah, there
well.
is.
We'll see how if you can chain route me or not.
If I can chain route you, I reckon I can win this.
Got Napoleon, you've got a good guard unit there as well. You've got some good cavalry and infantry. So this is a fair fight, guys. It's more fair than it may seem.
I wouldn't say it's a fair fight.
This is it then, the first major clash between myself and Dan. Still, a relatively small engagement, but extremely important. If I could retake Novara, Dan would essentially be right back to where he started in the campaign. I had to be careful though, and remember that the militia units in my army were far from adequate. We've seen time and time again just how useless they can be against line infantry and especially cavalry. But with supporting units and a strong core of line infantry, even militia can put up a formidable fight. What we got here? Ooh, got a tasty unit actually.
I don't like the way you're talking about this.
I didn't know I had that.
Tasty unit.
I didn't know I had one of those. It shows how much attention I'm paying to the game.
You have a howitzer?
That's what I meant.
Oh no.
Yes, yes.
That is bad.
That's very bad.
That is extremely bad, actually, yeah.
For those of you watching that may be new to this game or don't understand why a howitzer is bad news for Dan, a howitzer is an artillery piece similar to a cannon, but instead of shooting directly at its target, it lobs shot packed with explosives and shrapnel up in an arc over objects such as infantry or defensive earthworks. This makes them a nightmare for a defender to deal with in a siege because units hiding in cover are now exposed to shot coming from above. You'll see Dan has laid his army out on the outskirts of the town, but he soon starts withdrawing into the shelter of the tall buildings to try and negate some of the damage that the howitzer will inevitably cause.
What are you thinking then?
I'm thinking you're going to embed yourself into the city and basically make it impossible for me to assault.
That would be correct.
So it's going to be interesting to see just if I can force you out or not.
You would be right in that assumption, I think. You have skirmishers as well.
Everything seemed to be going to plan until it wasn't.
No, how is he getting away from that? That is crazy.
Nice maneuver though.
Thank you, thank you.
I only heard that
The
because of the charge. Yeah.
Ah, that's really unfortunate.
However, he did manage to get to my howitzer, so it can't move now. Dan's final hope of pulling off a victory had collapsed. As if he had killed my general, my militia's morale would not have stood for very long and could have led to a chain rout. The only reason my general isn't dead is thanks to the brave actions of the reserve militia and the fact that Dan was forced to charge the back of my general's bodyguard, not the front. So my general, who is positioned at the front of the bodyguard, managed to escape.
My whole plan there was I was going to try and kill your general with the cavalry. Because if I was able to hit your general with the cavalry, your landwehr would have imploded.
It was time for the final assault, and my strongest infantry division moved forward to the right flank to challenge Dan's last remaining infantry. My initial positioning wasn't the best, to be honest, and my units took a lot of unnecessary damage. As I was still facing only one of Dan's units to my 3, I wasn't too worried. Because of the cavalry threat, I moved militia to cover the woods behind me,
Nice.
but I wasn't able to cover every angle.
Our men are running, sir.
There we
It's
go.
really tougher than I thought. This. Oh, how'd you get around there? Nice.
Okay.
You must have gone right around my flank because I was trying to defend it.
Indeed.
Good job. Fair play, fair play.
You know you don't want to fire. You know you don't want to fire. Oh yeah! I was right.
Our men are running, sir.
It was a light cavalry as well, guys. That's ridiculous.
Oh no!
Oh, it's worth it though. It was worth it even for the memes.
Oh, that's annoying. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've lost this bad
Our
boy.
men are running, sir.
I think I've done well enough here. It was a very, very, very tough battle.
With Turin and now Novara under Austrian control, the situation is looking pretty bleak for Dan. It's made even worse when the AI decides to retake Connie, leaving Dan with just his starting province remaining. After receiving reinforcements, I had gathered a massive army in the north and now occupy Turin permanently. However, to make the game moving forward somewhat more competitive, we both agree to cap the amount of militia units in an army to 10 units. Do you want me to stop spamming Landwehr, or are you okay?
I think the only thing with the Landwehr is that because there's no upkeep, you can just form mega stacks of them.
I'll be realistic with what I'll do with them, man.
Okay.
I'll unrecruit another 50 militia I was about to recruit.
Oh my god.
I feel a bit bad about the militia spam, I'm not gonna lie.
But you should just give me all my cities back there. I'd take that as a fair trade.
Really? Okay, well, it won't let me do diplomacy with you. Oh, yeah, I went into the screen and everything.
You really tried.
It's tough, isn't it? I'm not sure this campaign was particularly well designed for multiplayer.
Yeah, I have a very small corner of the map that I'm gonna have to punch my way out of.
It was going well for you at the beginning, and then yeah.
Comments are gonna be fun in this one. He calls himself a pro player, gets stomped immediately in the campaign. If I'm able to hold off your main armies and I'm able to beat them, I think I've got a pretty decent chance because I can take everything back. Because so far all of the armies I moved up with were very, very small, like, as in about 5 units, not counting militia. And this one is mainly infantry. I've got a full army here. I don't have artillery, which sucks. But I don't use artillery that much anyway.
Right, well,
I've got I had 1 unit of cavalry. Okay. You moved me into that battle. I didn't build that.
Something else. I remember a time, a battle when someone camped on the hill. Was it 60 guns. That's right.
I didn't build the army. Okay, I was given something to work with. That work with.
Join us next time as Dan fights to save his campaign, Sardinia makes a brave last stand against Napoleon, and we finally have a huge, epic battle to decide the future of the campaign. This video took many weeks to record and put together, so please leave a like and a comment down below if you enjoyed it. And thank you to everyone who supported the series so far. It's been truly inspiring to read all your comments. Go subscribe to Dan as well. Let's get him to 100 subs real quick. And join the FCN Discord down below. Take care.